Cancer is the most fundamental type of disease there is. Or another way to say it would be cancer is actually the only type of disease there is. It's the purest form of disease. All diseases, therefore, are actually cancers. So the only difference between what humans call cancer and any other disease is the body of causation. Now, to understand this, if we can understand that all energy in the universe is one connected ocean of energy, and although you appear as a human to be one separate thing at this level, that is simply your mind giving you that definition of separateness, because you're just energy and there is no actual line between you and any other person here. I use this example often, that trees appear to be something separate, completely different than us, and yet we are completely dependent upon them to breathe. And yet the lungs inside of us, we call those part of us our lungs, and yet without the trees are just as vital as the lungs inside of us for our breathing process. So it is not actually true that our lungs are separate from the trees. They are part of one connected system. They work together. And together they are part of the respiratory system of this planet itself. So in this same way, like I said, we appear to be one thing, but on a microscopic level, we are billions of things. Billions and billions and billions of different bacteria and different cells doing different things, viral DNA, all kinds of, and those are just human distinctions for what is. Those are just human ways of classifying life and energy. But they can all be classified from other levels, just like the human can be looked at as a collective. And then we can look at the whole human race and species as a collective, and they are literally all connected through energy, intent, mind, vibration, intelligence. So, and then if we go further, we can see all the animals as a collective, and then we can see the entire planet as a collective, and then so on to the solar system and galaxy and universe and so on. So let us look at the more contemporary definition for a cancer, what humans are referring to as cancer. And that would be when a certain cell in the body that has a designated function to work within the human ecosystem starts doing something different, starts working only for itself. In other words, it starts working out of harmony with the collective, and not only that, starts reproducing that method of functioning. So this is exactly what humans have become to the earth, as part of the collective of the earth and the biosphere and our connection with all the other animals here. Whether you look at it from the level of the earth being one conscious being, or you look at the individual animals and plants here and the collectives that govern those and our connection to all that, in either case, humans have come out of alignment with the health, the vitality, the plan and the functioning, the harmony and the well-being of that collective ecosystem. Humans work solely for themselves and dominate and invade and throw out of alignment every other ecosystem on the planet. And not only that, humans attack themselves and eat themselves, and this is the functioning of a cancer cell. Now, in the larger sense, this is why humans on Earth are getting cancer, because humans on Earth are functioning as a cancer. So, as above, so below, as within, so without. The universe is holographic. The out of alignment, the portion of energy and consciousness here in the universe that is out of alignment has many levels to it. It has many reiterations and echoes to its effect. So this is how humans here are getting the cancers, because again, as a collective and individually, we are following that model of living and existence and thinking, which is out of alignment with the divine plan, with the creator, with the health of life itself. Now, before, as I said, any disease is a cancer, and that goes for mental diseases, emotional diseases, physical diseases, any kind of disease. Any kind of disease. The ones that we don't call cancer is because we are seeing an effect within a human that is actually having a cause within a greater body, meaning within the collective of this particular race or family or religious group or social identity, whatever is at the root of the particular disorder, or the whole human collective, because our karmas are connected, because we are so interconnected with each other. So basically it's anywhere like else that there's a disease effect that we don't see the cause, we don't see the cancerous cause. So basically we're seeing a tumor but not realizing that there's cancer underneath that's causing it, right? I'll give you an example. Let me just think. All right, let's look at sexually transmitted diseases. Here's an easy one. This is in fact the result of a cancerous psychological growth, basically an dependence or addiction, compulsion, obsession, and being out of balance in the lower chakras or within the sexual centers. This has the result of many different what we call STDs. Okay, and this is happening in the collective level. This is collective karma due to our behaviors, our obsessions, the unhealthy energy and creations that humans are giving to these compulsions, and the way that they are taking a sacred sexual union and perverting it. Meaning to have sexual encounters through fear, greed, hatred, anger, anything except love is going to produce disease-like effects. And when this is repeated by the whole collective, generation after generation, we get tumors popping up. Those tumors humans have labeled STDs, but it is in fact a cancer within the causal plane or mental plane of the human. So then individually, when we look at someone having cancer, to make it very simple, we can see that this is simply the result of being out of alignment. Now, the reason there are so many cancers and diseases is because there are lots of ways to be out of alignment. And almost everyone is out of alignment in 100 different ways. At least in our current time-space position. Therefore, the journey back to health is the journey back to alignment. But let us say that although all this I've just said is true, looking back at the human situation in Kali Yuga over the past couple thousand years of human civilization, we, knowing that this was in fact part of the plan itself, and that death as it has stood, meaning it was not a mistake, meaning it was part of the plan that we would live short lives and many lives. It was part of the plan that we could work many possible worlds and alternate realities from our soul experience. So then from this position, we cannot say that cancer is a complete mistake, that it's that everyone that has died from cancer, this was also being chosen by the soul. But at this point in time space, with the possibilities that are here now, it is quite possible for anyone willing to accept first the possibility and then explore it, and then take the journey to going back into alignment, or returning to alignment, that one can heal any disease and cure any dysfunction. Now, let us say something about miracles. Miracles can cure any disease. I have already seen this. The thing about a miracle, though, that many people don't realize is, what is the difference between a miracle and revelation? Or atonement, as it would say in the Course. Atonement is to return back to the pure state, to the state of innocence, to the state of grace, to remember that this is your true condition. This is to return to perfect health, to return to the deathless state. A miracle is used to bring someone closer to this point. It is grace from our Creator, from our higher selves, and from the Christ collective. So a miracle can heal any disease. The thing is when someone walks away from that encounter, they are fully then capable of recreating that disease. And if they start to doubt the miracle, they're fully capable of unwinding its effects. So for true lasting healing of any disease, all we really need to do is recognize that the disease is a symptom, is a communication, if you want, from your higher self to you. That in some way, or many, you are living out of alignment with your soul's purpose and desire. This generally means one is simply not listening to their own voice, to their own inner voice, to their own inner guidance. Now, for many, coming out of the world as it has been, it is also simply that they are programmed with the belief in disease. Many of us have been medicated by this pharmaceutical industry for psychological conditions and real conditions that simply are manifestations of living out of alignment. And instead we were given medication that brings you more out of alignment on purpose. Everyone knows, or most know, that the pharmaceutical industry is not trying to cure things but treat them for life. This is not actually trying to make someone better, but actually keep them sick. So these are contrary models. So as long as one has allegiance, has given mental allegiance to the pharmaceutical and medical Western model of things, then they're going to be bound by those limitations. But I'm here to tell you, I know for certain those limitations are ridiculous. They are meaningless. They are nothing. I have medical insurance I've never used, and I probably never will. Because if I feel anything, and it's not like I feel great every day, I have ups and downs, but I don't look at anything like a disease. I look at everything like a communication, like, okay, I am out of alignment. I need to readjust some things. That's not always easy, granted, but it is a definite path forward to healing, to health. Now again, your higher self has the power to heal any disease within you, to reset you completely. But it's useless if your ego is going to recreate the disease through addictions, compulsions, suppressions of negative emotions, negative karmas that one is creating through interactions with others or thoughts about others. Any of these things can bring one out of alignment and into the grasp of disease. So once one starts listening, or in other words, the result of the spiritual path, of walking the true spiritual path, will be lasting health, lasting well-being. Love and light to all.